Hello there. Long time no see, huh? It's Sophia, and we have to talk. I mean, I promised you could always see me next week, huh? And then I will just... A week passes, I disappear without a trace, and you don't even bat an eye. I could have been in danger, It's like, we're supposed to take care of each other. Look after each other and just... You didn't, and I literally jumped into an octopus's lung, just for you, if that was necessary, and you didn't even notice my absence. That hurts my feelings, and sure, I was fine all the time, but I'm disappointed in you, truly, and, but I forgive you, and I do so, because I love you. I'm, just a bit angry that you don't seem to love me back, even after all we've been through, but you don't have to apologize. Just promise me that you're going to take some alone time after this visit and reflect upon your behaviors, Anyway, I'm not going to ignore you like you did. I owe you an explanation as of where I've been, and I'm going to deliver it in this instant, or maybe just 1 or 2 instants later, because there's a lot to talk about. So, where have I been? Where have I been? Where Sophia was this whole time? Well, I'm glad you asked. Oh wait, you did not. But I'm going to tell you anyway, because I care about our relationship, Well, I was taking a bath. I was applying some creams, grooming some legs, as one does, and I saw this beautiful creature. All of a sudden, he had this long, messy hair of seaweed-like stuff. It was beautiful, and he had that glowing feet, His feet were sparkling thousands of colors, and he smiled upon me like the androgynous deity he was, and he took me by the hand, and we just took off without a warning, pointing upwards. To the sky. And we went to outer space then, or even beyond. We saw planets even I haven't heard of before. Even I. I've written down some names for you. Plugalio, Samax 5, Post Blan, and many others. I don't want to bore you. There's just the names, and you haven't even seen them, so it doesn't make a difference, does it? Did you know that you can breathe in outer space? Like, as long as you're surrounded by water, that is. Yeah, the water's necessary. And because we had that thin, liquid waving layer engulfing us all the time, and since I learned how to use my, this weird, gills that he gave me, where, oh, here they are. You see, I've got gills now. I was free to breathe, but I felt like I didn't even have to breathe at the moment. Oh, I've got beautiful eyes. Well, but it was still very comforting feeling to have these funny breathers, and he took me to meet his space friends. He was the only one amongst them to have shiny feet, but they were pretty much all alike otherwise. Oh, speaking of the feet, I forgot to mention, I didn't feel mine anymore. It's like they weren't my own feet. Like at all. And Even my newfound gills felt more mine than my very own left foot. This foot. But it was okay. You know, since we were floating and all. Who needs feet in space? And then it began. They started hurling these funny little sticks at each other, and even at me. They laughed in their bizarre, gaggling way. Just weird. And just throw sticks at each other. What were the sticks? Where they got them from? I have no idea. He never told me anything about these sticks. But they looked delighted, just throwing them. They weren't even trying to dodge them. They just stood, well, they floated in an uneven circle and just gurgled whenever a stick hit one of them. That was until one of them decided to throw something different. Something that wasn't like the other sticks before it. It wasn't a straight piece of something, but rather a sphere of, well, something. I got hit by that sphere, you know. And the moment I got hit, the creature of rainbow feet suddenly went silent. He took me by the hand again, because, you know, he let my hand go when we arrived. So he took me by the hand again, and we took off again. And we passed some other planets on our way back. Oh, the majestic Petra and its 15 satellites. 15! He gently put me back in my bathtub. And then I realized something. Something strange and a bit unnerving. The whole place was just water. I never stopped the water running before leaving into space, and it was pouring the whole time and with an incredible speed and force, and there wasn't a place free of H2O in my house anymore, you know. It was weird, you know. It shouldn't be like that. I could just swim into my bedroom and then into the attic, which was even weirder because I wasn't even aware I had an attic before. But I swam in. And he was just hiding there in the corner, looking at me from a distance. And he told me back then that my whole existence was... Well, I'll try to do an impression of him. Your whole existence is now floating, and you have to get used to that. And then he just disappeared without a trace. I could still hear his voice in my head, though. Even now, when I'm speaking to you, I get occasionally interrupted by his soft whispers. Who was he? I have no idea. He never told me, you know. He just disappeared before me with his seaweed hair and feet of light, took me into space to throw some weird stuff with his space friends, put me back into my place, which is now just water and water, and left. That's all. Well, I've got some souvenirs with me, so it's fine. First of all, the gills, you know, I showed them already. I've got gills. Yeah, I'm a sea creature now. And a few of these space sticks, yeah. I took them home. So, I guess you understand me now. My emotions and my absence. And all that stuff. You know, the time shifts in outer space in the weirdest manners, you know. And there's no internet connection once you pass the Lapalal system. But now I'm back, and there's nothing to worry about anymore. And this time I came with an even stronger promise of coming back once a week passes. Here, take this promise with you, so you won't forget about me again. Well, it's not an actual promise. It's one of these space sticks I took home, but you know, it's up to you to hide and look after this, okay? My promises are colorful and fragile. They're not actual promise, as I said. It's not an actual promise, but rather a token of my words. And I have to go now. Love ya. See you later. Take care. Bye-bye.